Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Brewology Bit. It's going to be a great afternoon where I get to talk about all the cool beers that I create at Pet Brewery. Today, we're going to talk about King C's Fresh Hopped IPA 2025. So we brew this King C's Fresh Hopped IPA. We started brewing it in 2022. 4 years later, every September, once the hops are ready to pick, Chris and Michelle bring them in as fast as they can get them in here. It is basically, it's vine to kettle in less than an hour. They pick them the same day I brew. They run them in here. We have fun. We drink some beers. We make some beers, and it's just awesome. This year, we brewed it actually on September 16th, which is 4 days later than we did last year. So it just depends on when the hops are prime ready and like what day of the week I'm available to brew. So, figure 3-4 days in there for variation of the days of the week of my brew time. So right on schedule with last year, basically, we get a lot of hops in. They brought me pounds of fresh picked hops from their farm. Like I said, vine to kettle was less than an hour. They grow a few different varieties of hop, and they bring them right in. This year we had, I can't remember how many pounds. I'll have it in the description of the beer when you come drink it, but we had Comet, Cascade, and Chinook. Comet was new for them this year, so not as many cones as they would have expected. But for a first year, it has a lot of aroma, and so I was surprised at how good the vines produce, but they just grow them for fun. I think they were kind of thinking they might start it as a business, but then they just like growing hops, and they think it's really cool. So Chris likes a bitter hop IPA, like more of a West Coast than an East Coast. So that's what we focused on. For you homebrewers, we use Magnum hops early in the boil. I use Magnum for all my bittering. High alpha acid, so I need less hops to get a bittering effect. It's pretty benign on flavoring. And then we add all of the fresh hops in toward the end of the boil and whirlpool. And we whirlpool for about an hour. Based on the aroma and taste, I'll then typically dry hop with a bit more pellets to bring out that aroma and balance the beer even more. Last year's batch, we had just shy of 11 pounds total. I'll let you wait and see how many pounds we did this year. It was a lot of hop. So for us, it's a 2-barrel batch, so it's over 5 pounds of hops per barrel, and that's a lot of hops for me. Volume-wise, it was multiple 5-gallon buckets, and it's kind of weird. We put them in a muslin bag and float it in the top of the boil kettle, and we have to keep pushing them down. But I do that so, homebrewers, they soak up a lot of beer in the process. So volume-wise, you lose a lot. So I start my batch 5 gallons more than I typically would on any given day just because there's so much loss in this beer. The hops create loss in the boil. The hops create loss in the fermenter. It's a lot of loss, but it's a lot of great beer. So look for the release party coming out. We try to release this one as fresh as we can because, as beer gets older, especially with hops, it kind of loses some hop character, or it can diminish the older it gets. So we try to drink this fresh hopped IPA as fresh as we can. So like I said, keep an eye out for it. We'll have a release party for it. Chris comes in, Michelle comes in, we have some beers. Michelle always gets these little floaty things that are lit and likes throwing them in people's beers. And no, it's not weird. It's kind of funny. You got this little light floating in your beer. Just don't drink it because, that's not cool. What's going on a bit this weekend? Well, happy hour 4 to 6, Wednesdays and Thursdays, buck off regular pours. And then tomorrow night, we're doing music bingo with the Trivial Dudes at 6:30. Great show, great event. It's always full. Let us know you're coming. We'll save you a seat. Saturday, my mommy's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. And then Sunday, we're actually having a performer from 2 to 5:30. Kathy LaBarge is coming to Bit, and we're going to do an afternoon gig. So mark your calendar for Sunday, 2 to 5:30, Kathy LaBarge.